it's Scott, and I'm back from Cloud Dominant. We are a Salesforce consultancy. We help small to medium-sized businesses and nonprofits integrate Salesforce, implement all the tools that they need. We gather business requirements and whatever requirements you need, and we help you implement that in Salesforce. We're also working on a couple of applications, which is more of our focus. Building a couple of applications for the Salesforce platform that we found the need for from a couple of our clients and in the financial sector. So that's our main focus. We really enjoy making these videos, and I really enjoy going through these tools so that very few people will actually watch them on YouTube, but we're going to continue making them because we enjoy it. And they do benefit people. And it's also a learning experience for us, to go back through some of these basic features and some of the more advanced features, to go back through these and create a video. It helps us become better every single day. So we're going to continue making them, and we're going to continue enjoying it. We did make an attempt recently to just try to reach out to some people in the Salesforce community. And it was a little weird how people were acting. That it seems like some people don't really want to interact with other people, I guess, who don't look like them, who aren't like them. But in any event, we do have people who enjoy these videos, and I'll continue making them. I'm going to make a lot more this coming year, both basic for our clients who aren't Salesforce people every single day. They do other things. They work in RevOps, they work in sales, they work in marketing. They're executives, or they're nonprofit managers, and Salesforce isn't their core business. Their core business is what they do, and they expect us to be the professionals at Salesforce, and we're going to continue doing that. I love Salesforce. I love CRM. I love tech. I love integrating tools. I love creating business process pathways. Just helping you automate your business, lead funnels, everything. We love integrating websites, whatever system that needs to be integrated. I was just talking to someone this morning, and we were talking about integrating their e-commerce platform and helping them drive revenue and drive leads from their website through the Salesforce into a repeat opportunity. So it turns into a funnel that just continues. So long story short, we're here to stay. We're going to continue enjoying this. And let me get over the long introduction, and get started talking about Salesforce forecasting, which is super important. Okay, forecasting. What does it mean? Well, basically, we're just predicting, and not really predicting. We're setting up expectations, right? And for the most part, forecasting is used along with quotas. There are other different ways that you can do it, but we're going to focus here today on using forecasts in Salesforce, with a quota program based on a sales team setup, and you can create quotas for each team. You can update the quotas at any time. You can give the manager the ability to update quotas as well. And I think the whole psychology behind quotas is something beyond my expertise, but I know they like to set them a little bit beyond what they expect the salesperson to reach in order to get them to push as much as possible. There are other factors that go into that, but from a technical standpoint, forecasts are huge, and to be able to monitor these forecasts and watch where you're headed and I guess compare it and contrast it to other metrics like the number of calls you're making, number of activities, number of emails you sent out, and how marketing is doing, how much marketing is going out. So tons to go into that, and we can integrate and help you figure out how all these pieces work together. But right now we're just talking about forecasting. So we want to predict revenue and funding. We want to monitor individual and team performance and support strategic planning with real-time data. So sales managers are going to live by forecasts. They're going to look at dashboards that show their team's performance, their team's expectations, and the team's closed sales for the most recent month or most recent quarter or most recent year. So looking at sales, comparing it to where you were last year, comparing it to where you are this year, and maybe skewing for some external forces. So key features. Okay, forecast categories are customizable, and we're using the stage pick list field, which has those percentages that we talked about in the last video, those percentages of likelihood of closing associated with each stage phase. So pipeline, best case, commit, 10%, 20%, whatever. They all roll up to 100% once you look at the overall expectation. Quota management, set and track team or individual targets. Real-time updates, get instant visibility as deals progress. So once deals move through the pipeline, deals get added, they show up right there in the forecast. And I'll show you that later. Make adjustments, I mentioned that. Either the administrator or the manager can make adjustments. And you can manage multiple currencies. If you are selling in multiple countries, if you have salespeople in multiple countries, and you sell in different currencies, that can be set up in Salesforce as well. Okay, type to forecast. Revenue, which is the most important, and that's what I'm going to do today. I mean, there are other ways. You can do quantity, territory, custom. If you have a custom formula or some other metric that you want to use in order to, you can use calls, the number of calls made, if that's direct correlation with sales growth. And I know some people may think it does, but it may not. A number of activities and those types of things, but a lot of different things that can be done. And what we'll review today, we're going to go over forecast settings. I'll show you where that's located. The forecast hierarchy. I'm using a dev org, so I only have 2 people in the org. I have a fake salesperson named Sally Salesperson, who will be my subordinate, and I will be the manager in this situation. A forecast for revenue example, and I've already assigned Sally some opportunities and some accounts, so she has some revenue. I've updated the dates, so I'll be able to show you that. And we'll look at a list view, and that's what we'll do. So get that started. Okay, so here I am in my dev org, and when you are, let me see here, when you're considering setting up forecast, you go to forecast settings, and you have to enable it. So that's what I did. I just went here and I hit active. And here we're talking about different forecast types. You can have up to 4. I'm only using the amount. The measure is the amount on the opportunity. So you can use other values, other types, and you can update the forecast list view based on that. But here I'm only doing 1. We're just using the amount. The quotas. So here you can add the quotas, and you can also import quotas if you have a lot of salespeople, which I've done in the past for a lot of salespeople. You can just take an Excel spreadsheet. Your Salesforce administrator or your consultant can structure the spreadsheet in a way so that it will map to the required objects, the quota objects, and basically you can import the quotas for the proper months, and you can do a year at a time. I mean, generally you probably want to do a year and import them that way, but you can also do it manually here, which will take forever if you have 100 salespeople. So show quotas. So I gave Sally some quotas. She has $1 million quota for this month, and then next month 250,000. So I lowered it for January. Assuming that a lot of people aren't doing a lot of business in January, and then February will increase it a little bit. So we'll make it realistic, but obviously this is just a fictional example. Okay, so we talked about the quotas and we showed you the settings. Let's go ahead and take a look at the hierarchy. So there's a lot of different, these are standard hierarchies in Salesforce, and these are all customizable. But what I did, I went ahead and assigned myself the director of direct sales, and then we assigned the subordinate, Sally Salesperson, to the Eastern sales team. So just to make it simple, if you're doing a territory type of sales team, then we would have to structure all of these, and your salespeople would be assigned this role. These are roles. The salesperson would be assigned this role from their user settings. So we'll take a look at that real quick, and I'll show you. All right, Sally, salesperson, and here's her role. Basically, you can assign it here, and then in the hierarchy, I was provided her as her superior, as her direct manager. Shouldn't say superior, her direct manager. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the forecast. So it shows you, you can see here is there's this caret here, and it's showing the hierarchy that me as a manager, I'm looking at this as her manager. I'm viewing Sally, salesperson's forecast, her quota and her expectations. So right now we're looking here, you can see we're looking at December through March, and here's the current month. And if you look down here, you can see the opportunities and the amounts, the stage. Okay, so what we're going to do here is, since we see we're in the current month and we have a quota of $1 million, let's try and push Sally, salesperson, over her quota for the month and help her finish out her year strong. So what we'll do is, let's just say she has another opportunity from United Oil and Gas. And so we'll go to the United Oil and Gas record, and we'll just call this opportunity more oil and gas. And then let's find, and we'll put the stage in here. We'll say we've already talked to them, and right now we're just negotiating and reviewing it. So we'll close it out at the end of the year, and let's give her $300,000 deal for this month. And then head on back over to forecast, and then we'll hit refresh. And then it looks like her best case right now is at $675,000. So still short slightly for the year. So you see here is about 4% under the quota. So let's see if this changes that. I mean, let's move this one up to negotiation review as well. This one's only $35,000. So let's see what happens when I make this $100,000. Okay, so basically what it's showing is $675,000 in the closed, commit, and best case. And then $100,000 is open. So what we can do, let's close this one out. All right, so now we close that one out. There's $0 in the open pipeline, $775,000 closed. So she's still a little short, despite the fact that I gave her a little bit of help. But you know what? The opportunity that I just gave her did not show up in here. So let's go back to opportunities. More oil and gas. Oh, you know what? I didn't assign her this account. So this opportunity. Actually, she didn't get assigned the opportunity, but she got assigned the account. So what I'll do is go back to more oil and gas, and let's show you another feature. So basically what I'm able to do here is show you how to assign that. We just click that little person in the right hand corner of the opportunity owner, and then we'll look for a salesperson, and then we'll assign the new opportunity to her. So I guess because I created the opportunity, it defaulted to me, even though she was the account owner. And now back over to forecast. Let's hit refresh. All right, so now she has $300,000 in the open pipeline, which we see down here as more oil and gas. And if we close that out, say after all that, we just finish the deal quickly. Let's go ahead and refresh that. And she's passed her quota for the month. No open pipeline, $1 million and $75,000 close, and she has achieved her quota. So that's it. That's Salesforce Forecast in a nutshell. Very general summary of how it works, but you can see how powerful it is and how customizable it is. A lot of these things we can customize on the back end. It looks like these the close, commit, and best case all have the same percentage associated with them, which they should not. Okay, I do want to show you real quick one more thing, and that's how these commit, best case forecast, open pipeline, and other forecast categories are built, considering this is a forecast video. I feel like I will be amiss if I left that out. So we come to the opportunity custom object, and obviously if you're a customer or client, we're going to do this for you, but we want to go over how a lot of this is done in the standard Salesforce way. So we'll go to the stage pick list, and we'll scroll down and we'll see a lot of these probabilities assigned to these different stages. Now we can change all these stage names, and API name is just basically the metadata name, so it really doesn't matter. But these doesn't matter to you. It definitely matters to us. And these probabilities are associated along with the forecast category. And here we have pipeline, is all the way, is the category all the way through. And that's very, very basic. But we can change these forecast categories to omit it, like it's left out, because we don't believe it's going to happen. But we don't want it in there if it's not going to happen. Long shot. We should probably call it long shot. Best case, commit, close. So, and we associate each one of these values to each one of these stages. So I just wanted to show you that before we finished. Again, this has been a long video about sales forecasts in Salesforce and how powerful it is. And when you really start thinking about what your organization's goals are, then this can become one of the most important features for your sales team, both the managers and the salespeople. So thanks a lot. Again, this is Scott Miller from Cloud Dominant, and I appreciate you watching, and I hope to talk to you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.